All right, good evening, adventurers. It is Tuesday, 7 p.m., and we are back all together once again for another episode of Twilight Malediction, Rime of the Frostmaiden campaign, our persistent long-term flagship campaign here on the channel, and episode 24 today. So coming up on the big 6-month mark. We started January 12th, so we'll miss a couple sessions here and there, but we are almost there and about halfway through the campaign. So after a little couple weeks, we'll get ready to announce what we are going to be doing here after we complete Rime of the Frostmaiden. Before we get to episode 24, let's welcome back our illustrious cast who is back together again for the first time in almost a month. So we got big things, plus I couldn't narratively work in another kidnapping this week. So yeah, we'll meet them. I'll do my little business stuff. We'll do a quick recap, and then we will jump in because we have a big episode and big stuff afoot, many potentials for them to do dumb things, and I'm sure they will be quite amusing. Let us start with our amazing players. Let's start with our missing man last week, who may or may not be safely in a burlap sack next to a big pool of water where a giant whale emerged. Landon, tell us about Orryn. Welcome back, buddy.
Thanks. I'm glad to be back. Sorry I missed. Work. I had a work called in, and I was busy. So, but I play Orryn. He's a rock gnome artificer. As you all saw last week, he got kidnapped. They thought he was, just a little youngling, and they figured he would make good stew, I suppose. At least that's what Orryn believes. For all he knows, he just heard them making a lot of racket as they were carrying him in the sack, so he's just glad that their noises seem to be done. He thinks he's saved. So he's excited to play today, and he was this close, by the way. I rolled before the session, and I was this close to experimenting with that staff. I rolled a 2. I need to roll a 1. So this close.
I even redid the graphics this week, so let's just go ahead and put it up just because I hold on to it. Yeah, just your average normal looking wand. Sure, why not attune to it now? Valin Harple being around might be like the best time to do it, just saying. All right, let's move upstairs on the west coast to our resident lizard man, thrower of orcs into pond or little bits of water, and essentially baiter of whales. Tenta, tell us about Jaatuuli.
I'm Tenta. I play Jaatuuli. Jaatuuli is a ice lizard folk of the Icewind Dale, and he's huge. He is all white scales, and he likes to eat everything. He just likes meat. So we shall see if Jaatuuli gets to eat some meat today.
And an acquired taste for drow flesh, yeah? You're really getting into that for a while, huh?
Yeah, I'm still pretty into it. You'll see that develop into culinary art.
Okay. Right side session for hunting drow for jerky. Got it. Mental note. Taken. All right. Let's slide over to our boy, our resident monk. Lewis, tell us about Baldr.
Oh, technical difficulties.
He's blown away right now.
I'm Lewis, playing Baldr this evening. Monk, not from around these parts. Sent here to basically prove himself in the world, and so far, so good.
Yeah. Right. And we will finish off with our resident, let's say, I don't know, spokesperson or at least PR person for Cryovane the Dragon, trying to spread the word, noted user of Shield and pacifist, Dustin, tell us about Kelroth. Oh, and and Fugitive. Wanted man Kelroth.
That's a little too many. That's too many.
Yeah.
My name is Dustin, and I play Kelroth. He is a half-elf cleric of the life domain. He's a pacifist and has come out recently. He's done bad things in his past and made some enemies. And so he has tried to redeem himself by going on this path of pacifism, but has also revealed that he actually has something inside him, some kind of darkness that comes out if he does violent things. So yeah, he's just got a whole package of so much excitement. It's kind of like, don't piss off Kelroth, but can you?
I mean, I'm trying. It's my job, but we'll see.
I mean, the only person that's really pissed him off is like the most powerful character in the campaign so far.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, yeah, she's kind of a.
It's just like, fuck you, bitch.
Do something. I mean, no, not really. Just kidding.
Do something.
All right.
But yes,
we've got your wanted poster up here, just to make sure everybody's reminded of your current situation. Also, that befits the party as well. Anybody found in his company would also be treated the same as Kelroth. So that is our amazing cast. Once again, all back together again. I'm Manny at GrowedUpGeek on your social media, your host and dungeon master this evening. I play everybody else. Let's go ahead and get into the recap. So last week, the party set off towards Arl's castle. It's almost the full moon. It will appear, Harpel along in tow. As they set out beyond 10 towns and off into the kind of large, vast tundra, there was an onset of a very significant blizzard in which Orryn and his Axebeak got lost and separated from the rest of the party. For a little while, Valyn decided that the blizzard had gotten too bad and she was going to cast her Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion and wait out the storm. The party, not one to let their friend just be left to the wilderness, kind of went out, found some orcs, fought some orcs, got really beat up by some orcs, saw the Axebeak, took off, followed them, made it all the way to kind of the coast and shore of the Sea of Moving Ice, and fought the last two orcs, rescued a little sack, about 2.5 feet tall, 3 feet tall, about that. A little sack tied up, don't know what's in it, and in doing so and finally dispatching the last orc, our lizard man pro wrestling MMA analog for D&D, chucked the orc into a cut out little kind of slab of ice and was consumed by an enormous whale.
It was a power slam.
Was like a what, like Ultimate Warrior kind of thing?
Like a Randy Orton, like you run off the ropes and it's a spin power slam.
I was hoping more for the Ultimate Warrior.
The Ultimate Warrior.
The press slam.
Press and leave them behind you, kind of.
Yeah, into the water.
Okay, that's what I did.
And then you walk away without even looking back, like slow motion, like in the movies, being all badass. We will pick up with the party just having the whale having just eaten the last of the orcs for now. A small sack appears on the wet shore, just recently splashed by the arrival and departure of this enormous whale, and this hole in the ice looking almost created for a purpose that the whale used properly. The three of you, fresh from combat, stand there as the giant whale descends into the dark, ice frigid waters of the Sea of Moving Ice, and off in about 8-9 feet away there appears to be a little sack that has fallen off of an axe beak and is laying there kind of motionless right now. What do you guys want to do?
I run over to the sack and I poke it. I'm like, "Hello, is that you?"
You hear no, don't eat me, don't eat me.
Oh, we're gonna eat you so good. Come over here. Look at these big teeth. I'm like waving over Jaatuuli. I'm like,
I'll come over and like worry at the sack with my teeth a little bit.
Orryn, you can see through the bag. You can see through the bag. Orryn's trying to like be like a worm and trying to like wiggle away.
I undo the sack.
And Orryn sees you all, and he just starts laughing. He's like, "That's a good one. You got me. I really thought I was about to get
Does he
eaten."
have his armor on? Is he like
He's
a little bundled up suit of armor?
Yeah, they literally like threw the sack over him.
Okay,
Like
fair
you would black bag like a
Exactly.
larger humanoid. For him, you just threw the whole thing, and it just took him
But a
right
heavy
over.
sack.
I mean, yeah.
Potato bag, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, your armor weighs more than you do. Pretty close, yeah.
How injured is Orryn?
Orryn's only 40. So yeah, that's a good question.
Did he take some beatings being dragged around and stuff?
He's more kind of disoriented, mostly probably from being in the back of an axe beak, unable to kind of steady himself, being thrown around, like just kind of all over the place in the sack. Couple of minor bumps and bruises, a little disoriented, but for the most part, not really worse for wear. He is very wet, though. When the whale came up through the water and back down, it splashed, kind of rolled over onto the shore, and laying there in the sack. The sack got wet, and Orryn is now a little wet as well.
Okay. I like lift him up onto his feet, and I'm like, "Are you doing okay?"
Orryn says, yeah. Now that I'm out of that sack and I see some familiar faces, I'm a lot better. I definitely thought I was a goner there for a little bit, but I'm glad you all didn't leave me behind. That would have been bad. I had a plan though. I could have gotten out of it. I did have a plan.
I mean, we of course you did. We just wanted to expedite it.
You missed
Yes.
one of the best deaths I've ever seen.
Oh man, what happened?
A great whale came and ate the orc. It was
I hope it was the same orc that put me in the bag in the first place. I think he deserved that one.
I'm not sure, but it's the orc that I dunked deep into the water.
I'm gonna assume it is, because that's what he deserves.
He was a pathetic swimmer.
Never seen an orc swim before. Then again, I'm not much of a swimmer myself.
I've only seen an orc dog paddle like a fool.
See, that's my problem. I got these short little limbs, so when I'm trying to swim, it just I can't get enough going for me.
Like
You're covered in plate mail.
You're like a
And I'm
corgi.
covered in plate mail.
Yeah, you're a corgi wearing plate mail.
It's like how they like tie stones to, when you're scuba diving and stuff, so that you can actually get under the water.
Yeah, you're one of those.
Yes, you are not neutrally.
Except
you
for
are
you
not
don't
neutrally
have like
buoyant.
an air tank.
Yeah, and you're not neutrally
Um,
buoyant. You're gonna sink like a stone, homie.
How close are we to like the ice where the whale ate the orc?
It's think of it like kind of an in-ground pool. It's like the shore, where the ice kind of breaks up and you can see kind of the sea of moving ice as it is. But there seems to be like almost like an in-ground pool, like cut into the ice. It's about 20 feet wide by about 40 feet long, and almost like perfectly cut. The whale seemed to fit quite nicely in it. Right next to the cutout in the ice is a pole with a bell on it.
Oh, do we see the whale?
It's
into the water.
It's disappeared into the water.
Okay.
Is there any more bodies around?
The one that you killed, because there was two.
A hack.
You hacked one of them, and then the other one you threw into the water. So there's that body, and then the original kind of set of orcs that you fought like basically over there before the one took off with Orryn.
We should loot the hacked up one.
Yeah.
And then ring the bell.
Well, can I look at the bell?
Well, I mean,
Is there
they had a
any
camp.
like?
They had a camp there, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, yeah. I mean, as far as like this is where they had like their kind of stuff. I don't know. A camp might be overselling it, but you know, they dump their shit here. They dump their shit here. It's the break room.
I mean,
Is there
the best place to find anything?
Is the bell look like it's from the orcs? Is there any like markings or engravings or writing or anything on the bell?
It's on what appears to be like a standard like post, nothing special, and then just kind of a hook. The bell hangs. How
big is it?
Like an average human-sized bell. It's not, you know,
Okay.
not like yay big.
Okay. All right.
Let's loot the hacked up orc.
Okay.
I'm gonna start rifling through his gear.
In him, you
Rifle through his hack.
you find what like appears to be some like dried and cured meats. They appear like very little pieces. All of them have some kind of mold on them, and smell just absolutely terrible. A couple of bones that have been sharpened into like daggers. They're just kind of sharpened to like a shank kind of point. They appear to be rib bones off of some kind of larger creature. And in one of the packs, you see it like a large piece of flesh, we'll say. It's exceptionally fatty, and it's probably about a 2-foot like cube.
I'm gonna smell it.
Give me a nature check.
I'm gonna open up my margarita.
That's not the check.
I got a +2 to intelligence. Woo! Charisma buff.
I'm at 14.
Being
Orryn can
okay.
try nature too if he's allowed.
Yeah.
I rolled a 1, so
Jaatuli's 14 being native to Icewind Dale. You're gonna recognize it as like a big, huge chunk of whale flesh, carved out.
Blubber.
It's exceptionally fatty with a little bit of meat on it, and
How did they get whale flesh?
Seems pretty fresh.
why that whale's pissed off.
Maybe. I mean, yeah. I mean, well,
Big.
it just seems like you need like a boat to get a whale, right? They're big. Anyways,
You don't need a boat.
I don't know.
My people don't use boats to whale.
For whalers on the moon.
You just float on the water.
I mean,
It's
orcas
sure
will
like
jump up on the
them.
water to get, or up on the ice to get your
That's
ass.
fair. That's true.
Just
that's
wait for
fair.
it to come to you.
That's true.
Get all stab you with
You
it.
send out your youngest so that it eats that, and then you eat it.
Or just that it's faster than the orca can be. So yeah, it's a big piece of like whale flesh. You see these kind of crude. You would know the orc tribes to use actually like fashioned like spearheads and arrows. Everything that you see of them and what they have in their equipment shows mostly like sharpened things. Not either.
Sharp things.
Not like stones or anything you would expect for like arrowheads or spearheads. The only real weapons they had were the ones they had on them. Everything else seems to be like crudely fashioned, even for these kind of warlike, cultures.
These were primitives.
I'm going to gingerly ring the bell.
Huh?
Just really quickly. Bing, bing. I'm too curious. I couldn't help myself.
As you ring the bell, the water kind of darkens in the pool, and the whale seems to tentatively kind of make its way towards the surface, only to stop about 10 to 15 feet below, kind of look up, get its bearings.
Watch out, he's coming back for Orryn.
For what it can see, and linger for a second, and then kind of swim away.
God, that's so
Damn,
cool.
I wish I was a druid.
I
Talk
just
to the
wish I could
whale or
get in there
something.
and Fight it.
Fight the whale.
I'm a barbarian. That's my first thought.
Yeah.
I wish I
Just
could
bite
get in
it from the
fight it.
inside.
I will bite it to death.
All right. Well, I'm having fun, and this is all interesting. But I suppose we have more important things to do
Well, we should probably rest in Harper's house.
in her fancy house. Yeah,
Yeah,
because at least we'll get like a full, healthy rest there.
I will extract the oil from this blubber
Okay.
and turn it into something usable.
This whale is exceptionally fatty. You would recognize it as being able to be used for like lamp oil of the indigenous cultures of Icewind Dale. Some of the lamps in 10 towns would probably use this oil to burn for their fuel.
I imagine our people use this oil too for torches and whatnot here and there.
Is it blue, and does it power the city's electrical fields?
No, this is not whale.
That's
It's
Dishonored.
not. It's not Eberron whale.
Oh, is that what they do in Eberron too?
Yeah,
That was from Dishonored.
I also want to do the Futurama Ambergris. He's a whale biologist.
Oh, Ambergris,
You should listen to him. He's a whale biologist. All right, so
Can we see the house or the door or whatever of her like
the
magic thing?
The blizzard's pretty bad. The snow's pretty bad. Your tracks from when you came in this last little kind of cavalry charge in pursuit of Orryn are starting to fade into the snow as the wind and the heavy snow just kind of keeps coming down.
Okay. Let's start following our tracks back and use Jaatuli's ultimate survival instincts to guide us.
All right.
Also, I have a pretty good survival too, actually.
All right.
I also have an uncanny ability to remember where I've been before.
Oh, good. Well, that helps.
All right, then
That's reasonable.
give me a survival check with advantage because you got a lot going for you.
All right, I'm at a 21.
Okay.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, no problem. Just put your feet back going in the opposite direction of your footholds before, and eventually you kind of see the little kind of sheer illumination just kind of in the background. And as you kind of get closer to this odd little kind of shimmer and ripple that appears in the air, you notice the heat given off. And remember how warm it was when Valin first opened the door.
I cannot wait to recline in there, as long as the witch is not present.
I will use my Wheel of the Stars to send her a message. And I'll just be like, yo, we're back. We saved our friends. Don't kill us as we go through the front door. Thank you.
The ripple kind of fades, and as if out of nowhere, you get this slight little kind of open door crack view of an illustriously appointed like foyer of a house that just appears about like yay wide, about 6 feet high, just in the middle of this like hellishly cold place, just in the middle of nowhere.
Orryn will rush in, still being wet from the water and everything. He's pretty cold, and he wants to get somewhere not cold.
Okay. As you burst in, directly in front of you, there appears to be kind of a large dining room. Volin Harple seated at a table, a feast laid out that would be suitable for 40 to 50 people. Just all the way down this 20-foot table she seats at the head at. Her kobolds are eating out of little bowls off in the corner. And as you kind of come in, I'm glad your friends were able to recover you. It would have been quite a shame had you perished out there. Come, join me and enjoy everything that this mansion has to offer.
Orryn triggers to stop the magical flow to his armor, and it just like falls off as he like runs to the table and just like kind of almost ignores her. He's just trying to warm up. As I assume there's a fireplace in there, right?
They're everywhere. They're in every room. Like I said, the mansion's huge.
So he's just gonna leave his armor wherever it lands, and then he's gonna go sit right in front of the fireplace as his clothes on him is kind of start drying in front of the fireplace. He's kind of gonna ignore Belinda though.
She's gonna look at him curiously. The kobolds do the same thing. Well, the rest of you who will not come in like some sled dog who just wants to shake off on the furniture are more than welcome to sit down and enjoy this lavish meal that I have provided. She's
The sled dog was an option or wasn't an option? I wasn't quite clear on that.
Whatever suits you. I am offering these lovely chairs, and she kind of points Vanna White style to her own like very comfy high back chair. While even the kobolds are on a very nice rug, and you see them just kind of in the corner, like savagely eating like out of dog bowls, fighting with each other over the same pieces of food. You understand, I would have come in aid, but it was very cold, and you see, I was finishing up your, shall we say, shopping for the evening, and your things should arrive by the morning.
Jaatuuli kind of bumps into Baldr and Keldar. I'm now ready to eat. He'll start walking towards the fair. Pardon me.
As you
I kind of want to look at Jaatuuli and say that hunk of whale meat. Do you think Volin has a pot we could render the fat out of it?
Most definitely. Here, I'll hand it off to you and start walking to the food. Single-minded, shaking the snow off of my feathers. My head feathers are like...
She sees Baldr with the big chunk of flesh and kind of concerned. She doesn't want any of it dripping on her beautiful rug. Allow one of my servants to grab that from you. This almost spectral butler kind of just appears out of the wall with a large tray, takes the lid off, kind of expectantly holding it out for you to put it on there.
All right, I'll put it on the tray.
He takes it, the tray, the piece of meat become the same kind of spectral aura as the servant, and it disappears back into the wall. She kind of waves it back, and it comes back with about a gallon of this kind of thick amber, like viscous liquid in a jar. Now, I would be very careful with that. You see, that is not only just whale oil, but magically enchanted whale oil, for that will even burn on snow and ice should you need it to.
Hell yeah. Thank you, villain. I mispronounced her name.
She wonders if you misspoke intentionally and decides to think nothing of it. I will chalk that up to a difference of accents. She goes back to eating, occasionally pulling out a cigarette while not even like worrying about eating. She's smoking, she's eating. For a woman her age and her size, she seems to be putting away quite a bit of food. Kobolds seem to just kind of have a never-ending bowl of food they keep eating as well. She looks Kelroth and at Baldr. Would y'all like to have a seat and enjoy some food?
I'm in need of a rest more than anything, really.
Very well, I understand. It is quite chilly out there, and that can take a lot off. So while you were off looking for your friend, I have to say that the, shall we say, sands of the hourglass on our current abode are beginning to fade, and we will not have much time tomorrow. Once you all have slept and done what needs to be, for me to ask one favor of you as I deliver your items to you. I have not been entirely honest with you about everything and everyone here.
She hears subtly in the background, naturally.
What? For I have always...
It's the Pikachu meme.
Yeah.
Pikachu.
Valen Harple has a secret. Valen Harple has a secret. Valen Harple says she has a secret. For I have always said that there were just the four of us, Dazan, myself, Avarice, and Avarice's little pet. At one point there was a fifth. Her and I were very close, and we were very similar in many ways, except for one, that she was a no-talent hack, and I am, of course, of the Harple bloodline. She conjures this magical flame, makes it change colors. Keep in mind, I am a diviner. The things that I know or could find out are just remarkable.
I casually make all the doors and windows slam open with a flick of my wrist. Just because I can.
People often love to slam doors in big houses just to hear the echo.
It made me feel big.
For before she departed our little band, she dishonored me by stealing something very dear to me. And our last conversation, she was on the island, and I'm afraid she has never made her way back, her or her little weasel familiar. And if it's
a weasel?
She has an odd choice of familiar. Some of us have more regal creatures, and she makes like a clap, and this owl appears on a branch in the corner of the room. This big old fucking thing.
Okay.
She chose something a little more crass, a little more befitting of her abilities as a wizard. How she got into the Arcane Brotherhood, I have no idea. Probably related to somebody, I'm sure.
I thought she was calling her kobolds regal.
Look at them, all that fetid flesh, and they're like little bitty dragons that are dead. Look at it, majestic.
An owl is your familiar. Oh, okay.
David Attenborough, get in here and narrate these bitches eating their lunch. She stole this orb from me that was it's very dear to me, and I would like to have it back. And I am sure that should you accommodate this minor request of mine, that we could come to some sort of compensation upon your success.
What's the orb look like?
It is a magical orb. It's not what it looks like that you should be concerned or worry about. It is what it sounds like.
Jaatuuli takes a break from gnawing at like half of a carcass. What? What does it sound like?
It sounds familiar.
This is what it sounds like.
Dun, 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 dun. Gonna go cleanse yourselves in the waters of the lands of the seas of moving ice. It would sound familiar and friendly if you were to hear it.
Like something familiar to us?
Yeah.
Or just a nice sound?
Familiar to you.
Sounds doable.
Okay.
Yep. In your
But-
debt.
Very confused by your request of an orb that sounds familiar.
Shall we kill-
Well, also just like, is it big? Like, is it small? Is it like,
no,
these
it
things
could-
are kind of important.
It could fit in my hand.
Okay.
It was an arcane focus at one point before it
Sure.
was repurposed.
The
And
and
the
what
woman.
did this woman look like? Yeah, because if she's dead and it's on her person,
I am most assured that she is dead. In another moment of confession,
you killed her.
every single one of you is tracked everywhere you go, and everyone you see, I know where you are. And
We already talked about that.
if you think that she would get a better treatment than you, I'm afraid you don't know me very well.
Well, no, you killed her. Got it. Okay. So, but okay. Okay. You want to give us a brief description of what she looked like, just in case we need to look for her body somewhere?
She was an elven woman, about
that helps.
About 300, a moon elf.
300 pounds. Jesus.
Moon elf, if that helps.
Age.
I was gonna give it to you in stone. I don't know what stones are. Like 17 pounds or something is a stone.
Yeah.
Okay.
17 and a half pounds.
Okay, 17 and a half.
of
Okay.
stone.
It's about 10 stone. If you in need of another sort of measurement.
Okay.
And
Okay, and you say she's gonna be in the same place, is what you're implying.
I believe she took my property in the hopes of proving herself capable of assisting and being in the same rarefied air as Dazan, Avarice, and myself. And I'm afraid that it most likely got her killed. Her signal has not moved from the west side of Orryl's Island since she disappeared, and now that the island has reappeared, so has her signal.
Easily done.
Okay. If we see her, and also are not killed, then
Why
I
is
assume
this
we
so
can get it.
important to you? Just because it was
She's
stolen?
petty and it was stolen. Yeah, like come on.
I don't fancy myself very sentimental when you have the grand view of how the universe works. Sentimentality is essentially useless.
Well, then I guess you don't need it.
This orb defies some of the very tightly established beliefs I have in this world.
A minor request. Easily done for us.
Okay.
anything.
I feel like we're wasting time, right? Like we have limited time.
Anything found, you are welcome to keep in and around wherever her final resting place may be.
That could result in some magical items. I say we do it.
Agreed. Not a problem.
I mean, I'll do it as long as it doesn't get me killed.
Side note, I
Hell
love
no.
it whenever people tell us, like, you can keep whatever you find. It's like, yeah, because we're the ones doing it.
I was going to
I'm
do that
damned if you're
anyway.
gonna come take it from me.
If you hadn't said it, the orb would have been ours.
Yeah,
so.
here's your orb, and here's all the other stuff we found in her pockets. Can we have some of it, please? Yeah. Did you find anything
when
else?
we fight,
Nope.
listen, when we fight her, just use that wand thing. Just point it at her, and let's see what happens. There you go.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. I'll pull out the,
Preferably, it would be Rick and Morty style, and we all blow up together. You know.
This is
And
the
it would
double
just be
cross, double
fantastic.
cross. Randotron
Yeah.
shows up.
I'll be right back. 1 second.
All right. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay, we can get it, and then if there's nothing else, we need to rest so that we can go. Right.
Yeah, I need a rest, for sure.
I could use with the spell slot recovery time.
Valen continues to eat and smoke and drink. Everybody in the party who ate feels very full. It's probably the meal most reminiscent of life outside of Icewind Dale before you arrived here. For Jaatuuli, it's probably the best meal he's ever eaten, at least, you know, technique and fanciful wise. This is probably the only catered event he's ever been to. Sorry, buddy, I don't know if you go out to eat in 10 towns, maybe.
I don't have any. Are the kobolds undead? Like, do they look like skeletons or zombies or something? Like, are they?
They don't have like a healthy pallor to them. You might notice like significant portions of like their
I was
snout.
about to say, I thought she said that they were zombies earlier, like that
She might have, but she says a lot of things.
That
so.
she likes keeping them around. Like it's one of the, like
Yeah.
those things. It's like I killed it or it died, and I just brought it back because I like it.
And it's lonely out here.
I like Fluffy.
I was just reading because I recently got the clerical feature Destroy Undead.
Oh, you're just gonna banish her little fucking.
No, I'm not going to, but I was just thinking about it because I was like, Destroy Undead? And then I was like, okay. Keep that in mind.
Everybody dies of a TPK while they're having dinner.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
It's the red wedding all over again.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I'll find a comfortable place to hunker down.
Everybody kind of looks like they're full, and that after Thanksgiving kind of look about them. You're full and you just hate life because you're so full and no longer hungry, and therefore tired. I have arranged rooms for you based on what I believe I know of all of you. Your room should find you should find them more than sufficient. You will know which room is yours upstairs, and just be aware that soon after you awake, this mansion will be gone, and we will once again be out in the tundra.
Try to make a connection with me. Okay. Did she say she would give us stuff later?
I think her words were in a moment, or before I give them to you.
Okay. Okay. I'm all good. I'm just like looking at my spells for my long rest.
Okay.
I might change some.
All right. Everybody goes upstairs. At the top of the stairs, all of you kind of very clearly kind of see something that draws you to it. Orryn's is going to be a little easier. His door is going to be smaller than everybody else's. Jaatuuli's is going to be bigger than everybody else's. Baldr's is going to be kind of engraved and etched with kind of monastic ruins of Corvair in a kind of stylized kind of script and aesthetic that isn't very commonplace in Faerun or the Forgotten Realms in general, but those who've traveled the planes would recognize it as such. And Kelroth's is going to be just a giant metal door, locks, buckles, very secure, and also his is going to be the first, as if to protect the party should anything come up the stairs unwantonly. Everybody's just gonna duck into their rooms. Like, hey man, check this thing out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody's room is going to be exactly how you would have done this if you had cast this spell. The person who casts it dictates all the details of the entire space, and if you had the ability to cast this, this is exactly how your room would have looked. They're your favorite sheets from back home. Jaatuuli's gonna feel like what? Like a giant hut, kind of a dwelling.
Yeah, like an animal skin hut.
Okay. Gotta dream a little bigger, darling. You know, it's gonna seem like all the sides are perfectly fitted against the posts that support the structure. There's no like wind whipping. There's no muddy floor. There's no nothing. Orryn's gonna have like a workbench. All the tools laid out that he could imagine. Baldr's is going to be kind of a meditative space. Paintings and writings of authors and things he was familiar with from Corvair. And Kelroth's, everything when you go inside is going to be disproportionately large. Alice in Wonderland style. Orryn's regular everyday existence. The bed's going to be big. The chair's going to be big. Everything is going to be just dramatically outsized. Everybody's going to feel this sense of warmth and comfort and familiarity. And honestly kind of wonder how Valin Harple nailed your ideal room so well.
The warmth and comfort that it provides genuinely disturbs me.
What the fuck do you know about warmth and comfort, Valin Harple?
No, just more that like I feel like all of this is unnatural and I don't trust her and I don't like her. So any appeal to her, it like just seems like a magical influence over me or something like that. I don't like it. It feels gross.
She's trying to buy me by being nice to me. I mean,
Orryn is going to sneak downstairs and to speak with Valin.
what's everybody else gonna do? Everybody else?
Here, you're gonna need this, and I pass you a hand grenade.
I walk around and kind of enjoy the sights of my room here. I kind of feel the nostalgia vibe of my father's war hut and lay down and drift off into restful sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into meditation.
All right. Kelroth?
Going through my spells. I'm like trying to figure out like what spell components I need, and hopefully I'm hoping she'll give me the things that I asked for so I can use the magics that I have.
Dear God, it's me, Kelroth. Inside everybody's room, Everybody is going to find exactly what you asked Velen for. Jaatuli's yours are just going to be basically like +1 axes, 2 of them, because you wanted 2 small ones, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Orryn, you're going to get your...
Yeah.
Orryn's going to get his plate, and what was the other thing?
So technically there was 3 things, depending on what the budget was. I wanted a +1 shield, a +1, not really +1, a all-purpose tool, the +1 variant, and then I just wanted like a normal, I think it was a breastplate, like a normal item, not a magic one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All that is in there.
Awesome.
Kelroth, you wanted spell components, yeah?
Yeah, and either the next armor up or plate mail. So scale mail or plate mail is what I asked for.
There's a scale mail, kind of. Yeah, it's scale mail. It is what it is. Short sleeve. On it,
I believe. Oh no, it's not scale mail. Sorry. What is? I have to like look up which the next one up is. 5B armor. Let's take a look here.
Half plate?
No, or maybe?
Didn't you?
No, it's
because weren't you wearing
splint
chain?
mail. Yeah, splint mail is the next one up. So, I had the right first letter, not scale. Splint. Splint mail. There we go. Oh, not a splint. God damn it! I want splint mail armor. Get fucking Christ. Anyways, I'm getting there. Don't worry about me.
And then hold on, let me find what I had.
I'm going to discard my chainmail. I don't want to carry it around. It's fucking 55 pounds. I mean, I can easily carry it, but it seems.
You hear a
pointless.
loud thud. Just
Yeah.
just hits the ground. Just.
Yeah, that ringing sort of ring sound is like a bunch. Yeah, just like don't need this anymore. Cool. I got one more armor class, guys. Watch out. Okay, and then I was looking for. So there were some spell components I was looking for. I was looking for some incense, preferably enough to maybe cast a spell more than once. It's incense and a sacrificial offering appropriate to your religion, whatever together being worth at least 25 gold pieces. So some kind of magical incense, and then also I was looking for I believe it was like, I just gotta read the spell here. Yes, a focus worth at least 100 gold pieces, either a jeweled horn for hearing or a glass eye for seeing, so 200 gold pieces for both. Yep, a jeweled horn and a glass eye.
She gives you that, a couple of spell components that you are not familiar with, and everything, like a couple of
If
them.
she has any diamonds, I'd take those too, obviously.
She did give you 3 big pieces of coal, like softball size pieces of coal. All the little bundles, everything, instead of it being kind of scaled for, traditional medium-sized humanoid half-elf hands, everything, even in her, like, gift basket to you, is in gigantic proportions. Almost, like, unwieldy and definitely not practical for...
Does my splint armor fit?
It does. But all your spell components and things. The stones are really big and like abnormally heavy.
I'm not sure I get the gist of this. She's trying to say I like big things? I'm confused.
Count off like thick spell components. All right. So you're gonna be in your book. Let's go to Orryn kind of making his way downstairs.
So when Orryn goes to speak to Valin. He says, so you said you've been watching us, and I was wondering if we've frequently had creatures with blue eyes, similar to the blue eyes that I assume Arl or the Druid have been using to follow us. I know the Druid is the last one that used the blue eyes. But I was wondering if that could have been you, because the creatures that follow us never seem to attack us.
No, I operate on a much more simple kind of just using my divinations to know where you are at all times. I marked you with some runes back when we first met, and I cannot see through your eyes. I just know where you are.
Oh, and then the next question. So you know a lot. You are very clearly an experienced wizard. So I was wondering if you could tell me anything about this. And he pulls out the wand to show her.
She instantly kind of backs up. The kobolds even kind of shrink away from it.
Cheat her with it.
I would
Now's your chance. No, just
I would be exceptionally careful with that. I have studied them before. I don't believe I have ever seen it. And she kind of waves her hand over it. It appears to be authentic as she kind of looks at it, but is very careful not to touch it. I believe this is one of those moral quandaries where I can't really recommend you taking it with you, but I'm also afraid that you cannot just leave it someplace lest somebody less curious than yourself finds it.
Well, I'm less worried about the potential dangers and more curious on how to do it in the most safe way possible. I really want to attune to it, you see, but back at Silvery Moon, I've heard of many artifacts that can have some really detrimental effects. So I was wondering if you had any way of helping me make that process easier, knowing if there's a way to even destroy it if there's no way to safely attune to it.
She kind of, her eyes roll back into her head. You can tell she's kind of drawing upon all of the kind of arcane forces and divination powers that she has. I'm afraid that it does not appear that there is a way to destroy it here on this plane. I believe that unless you have destroyed Orcus, that it can be transferred from plane to plane, but it cannot be destroyed here. The only, and like I said, she's just fascinated by it, but just absolutely does not want to fucking touch it. I just believe that the Netherese city in the glacier, there might be something there, for I feel that their power is beyond even my comprehension, and I'm sure that something as powerful as this is to you and even I, that perhaps their all-powerful natures would know potentially more about this, or perhaps even make it a way to make it, shall we say, a little more benign than it sits today.
Awesome. I will keep that in mind. And he kind of puts it back away in his backpack as he is a little, bummed out that there was no immediate solution, but he will keep the Netherese in mind, the sort of ruins. And he says, well, that about covers it. I appreciate the items, by the way. I'm sure I will find great use in them.
I believe in taking care of those who are in parlance with what I am doing. And so I thank you as well, especially if you recover the orb. As I stated, it does mean quite a bit to me, and I would appreciate having it brought home to where it belongs.
No problem. I'm just hoping we find plenty of other cool artifacts as we're out searching for. But alright, it has been a very long day for me, and I need some rest. So, have a good night. And he just runs on upstairs.
Good night, Master Gnome. And as you walk away and kind of back into the foyer and up the stairs, you hear like a very audible like sigh of relief as Valin seems very relieved that the wand is moving away from her. That she was kind of tense and holding her breath as you just fucking waved it around in her face. And now that you're not...
like a kid.
yeah.
Like a kid just...
Yeah, bad wand safety. Like, all kinds of things. You're pointing it at people. You don't know if it's loaded. And so she like, you can, like, sense that there's, like, this tension that's just gone out of the room the further you kind of get away from it. And as you kind of make your way up the stairs, the kind of disgusting sound of this woman just cramming food into her face, guzzling wine, and chain-smoking cigars somehow all at the same time seems to be the normal sound, the relieved sound of the space. Even the kobolds kind of go back to eating again. Alright, Jaatuli's asleep, Baldr's asleep, Orryn, going to bed?
Yeah.
Kelroth, still in the books? You muted, buddy.
Oh yeah, I'm just studying my new spells and like figuring out what I can do. But no, eventually I'll just go to bed.
Okay. Everybody has probably the best sleep that they've had since arriving in Icewind Dale. It is not a very nice inn for 10 towns. This is a lavishly appointed mansion with your rooms seemingly suited specifically to you. As the morning comes, there's kind of a commotion. It sounds like the kobolds have gone into a little bit of a scuffle amongst themselves out in the hallway. You hear Valin screaming at them. "We have guests. How dare you embarrass me in our home?" And they kind of whimper, and you hear like slap newspaper against the wall or something, and they kind of scurry away down the stairs. "Come, we don't have too long. We must depart, and we must see our friends off onto the next segment of their journey." Morning kind of comes and goes. Everybody wakes up. What do you guys want to do? Orryn, what do you want to do to start your day?
Orryn is going to start, now that he's got the +1 shield from villain, he can retire his repulsion shield, his infusion, and instead he focuses his energy into infusing a spell refueling ring. So basically what that'll do is it requires attunement, which we can attune during a short rest, but it refills a spell slot of 3rd level or lower. So Orryn will go and attune to it while no one else is, but like we take a short rest and Kelroth needing the spell slot.
Okay. Alright.
Pass on over to
Jaatuuli, reminiscent of your dad's tent. Very comfortable night. You're probably pretty full. You seem to have eaten a lot. What are you doing in the morning?
In the morning, I get my axes that I got and start going through like a kata type thing, testing out the weight and swinging them, and just kind of zoning out with my combat techniques and when I'm satisfied with how they handle, then I'll put them on my back and head downstairs.
All right. Baldr, you don't sleep like the rest of the party, and when you do it for a shorter period of time. What are you doing first thing in the morning, I guess, as far as everybody else goes, not necessarily yourself?
Once I got my rest, I started like kind of like meditative working out. Basically, I just kind of got a fire going in my room, like as hot as I could, and just basically made a steam room. So I'm just in there kind of doing kind of like running through forms and stuff like that, but you basically just see me like doing like a sweat montage.
Nice. Rocky 4.
Yeah, just kind of like, working out, but just dripping sweat in this room.
Okay. All right. Cool. It's going to be gone in a minute, so who cares if you fuck it up? There's probably no security deposit.
That's right.
Kelroth, you did a little research into your thing. Your night was comfortable. You slept still pretty well. Kind of maneuvering through the room was a bit of a thing. Everything was disproportionately large than it should be. But you made your way into bed. You can kind of get yourself up onto the chair. Like I said, it's very, analogous to probably Orryn's everyday existence in, the regular kind of sized world. What are you doing in the morning?
Not much. How far away are we from the floating island doodad? The floating castle.
This is Valen said it would take about 2 days, and you're on the second day.
Okay. All right. At this point, I get up, I get ready, I'm ready to go.
Okay. In the morning, everybody kind of makes their way outside. Valen stands kind of expectantly at the bottom of the stairs by what would be the front door from your perspective, with like an odd little hourglass that she kind of tucks into her coat. So I believe we are almost out of time. I hope that you all have everything. Anything left behind will be banished to a pocket dimension that I am not sure I may ever reach again, and your items may be lost for good. I would recommend you go meet our awakened friend just along the shore there. You can't miss him. And I have something that I must attend to in relation to something that I learned last evening. And I believe I will keep track of your travels, and I shall meet you upon your return to the shore. Go find your tour guide along the shore, and he will take you to and from the island, and I shall be here when you return. May you have a fruitful journey, and please be safe. Do not forget about our personal arrangement as to non-Arcane Brotherhood business. And if there's nothing else, I shall bid you good day. Kind of looks around. Nothing. Opens the door.
Let us go.
Opens the door. It's just a stark contrast of visuals. This unbelievably well lit, like supple, beautiful, awesome smelling indoor mansion is just cut a stark contrast to the outside as she opens the door inwardly, and just this hole into the dark, snowy, miserable, cold existence that is, once again, Icewind Dale proper. just as she opens the door, the wind and the snow have subsided. It seems to be just a regular shitty day in Icewind Dale when the sun hasn't come out. And just as the door opens, you hear a violent ringing of the bell off in the distance.
I'm gonna head over to where I can see it clearly with my eagle vision.
Okay. How far is it?
A mile.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah. Just stepping out of the mansion and turning towards your right, like kind of the northwest. You see the pole with the bell on it, and two very large white figures with spears ringing the bell, like just ding, 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 and at the same time kind of standing ready, spears pointed down towards the water.
Can I get a good look at what the figures are or who they are?
Give me a perception check, please.
All right. I'm old pretty good. 20.
They are three white lizard men, very similar to yourself, potentially members of your tribe, and a saber-toothed tiger.
Whoa. What are my kinsmen doing over there? I'll go and get the party. Hey, come over here. These are my kin. I think these are kin.
Way over there, they're like, dog, I can't see that.
Yeah, everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
My brothers are over there. All right, man, cool, I guess.
I don't know how you see that, but that's cool. I'll tell the party, come with me. I need to see this. I may need to save these fools.
All right. What are you guys gonna do? You
gonna let Jaatuuli tromp off on his own, or are you gonna follow with?
Orryn will follow.
Oh yeah.
Dustin, I think you meet again, buddy.
Orryn's always up
What's
for
the plan?
adventure.
What's the plan? What are we doing?
There's two lizard dudes over there fucking with the bell, and they have spears and a saber tooth.
I mean, I assume they're hunting whale.
Yeah, like a puss.
Okay. I don't have issue with this.
I have an issue, and I'm heading down. I'm tromping over there.
I mean, we're a group. I'm sticking by, but like, I'm not like making aggressive gestures. Not that I ever do, except for when I'm talking to Volan.
That's your outlet.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just saying. I'll kind of grab you by the armor and drag you along with me. Then, come, Baldr.
You don't need to drag me.
You make your way through the snow, almost in kind of the exact same places where your footprints were yesterday, in the same direction. And as you come closer, Jaatuuli, you'll see that your tribesmen look very, very thin, and their kind of feeble attempts at kind of poking the water aren't because they are unskilled or because they're awkward. It would seem as if they are just weakened and potentially starving. They kind of keep poking. The tiger itself looks pretty emaciated. It's actually missing one of its big canines. Patches of fur are missing, and it's kind of heavily scarred.
Wow. My people look terrible. Why are they so thin? Now I definitely want to see what's up. I'll start marching faster.
Okay. as you kind of make your way, still ringing the bell, while two of them stand over. The tiger's the first to notice you, lets out like an attempt at a roar. Can't really manage much. Still a tiger, still physically imposing, but just not, a specimen. And the three tribesmen kind of look at each other. Your days are done. Cryovane has forsaken us. You believe in the old ways. Why is it that we starve and we freeze if we continue our worship? You seem to be just fine. Perhaps you are the only one shown favor. Maybe you are the fool who remains clung to the old ways. And they kind of turn, get all defensive with their spears. And we're going to take our break right on that note. Sorry, buddy. Three tribesmen looking kind of threatening. A tiger. Calling Jaatuuli basically
Kitty.
a boomer.
Yeah.
Boomer.
Fuck that.
Okay, boomer. Still worshiping Cryovane, huh, boomer?
Where's your Nokia?
Yeah. All right, so it is currently 8:28. We are going to take about a 10-minute break. We will be right back for the next part of Jaatuuli's little homecoming with some dudes you went to high school with. Everybody, please stick around. We'll see everybody in just a minute. All right, we are back from our break. Our party, having seen some of Jaatuuli's tribe mates, or Jaatuuli having seen his tribe members, tribe brothers, wanted to inquire what they were doing, and instead they sassed him, turned threateningly, and I'm going to have everybody roll for initiative, please.
You don't sass me. I'm the war shaman.
Let's see. The thing is, they did, Boomer.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
kids today.
They definitely don't be sassing me. I just got a critical initiative, which the monk will probably beat by 6.
That's great. I see that you're mad. Let me go first.
Well, I mean, I turned a 16 into a 21, so.
Well, I think I still beat you, but not by a whole margin there.
Okay, Baldr 21, Jaatuuli what? 20 what?
2.
22.
At my best, most.
Okay.
Serious.
Not taking these kids shit. Orryn, usually you
Nope.
fall.
I'm way too old to be taking young kids' shit.
Orryn, I'm guessing you're next. Would you get?
Sorry, I was muted. 16.
Okay. Kelroth, any chance you beat 16? No.
No.
Okay. Did you beat a 3?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Wow, that's pretty good for Kelroth.
I'm gonna pencil you in at 8.
It is not a double digit.
That's fine. The monster's got a 3, so
Well,
somewhere
you'd have to roll like a net
Your
20 for a
people
double
are
digit.
monsters.
somewhere between 16 and 3 is Kelroth's initiative. I won't embarrass you. We do this every day. All right. So your 3 tribesmates, Jaatuuli, one of them that's been just going to war with the bell, stops, picks up his spear threateningly. The tiger, sensing like a change in kind of the temperature of the room, pardon the shitty pun for it being cold as hell, also kind of starts to growl threateningly and notices the body language of everybody involved. Yeah, your first act, buddy. Show these kids you're not taking their shit.
I do not take the shit from kids. You are fools. I will show you why I am war shaman and why you are starving and worthless. And I'll rush up and attack the saber-toothed tiger.
Okay. As you kind of make your remarks, they reply, once we get this whale, we will do more for our people than you ever have as war shaman. All right, go ahead and I'll whack the tiger.
Whacking the tiger. I'm raging.
Duh.
I'm raid. So, also I'm not looking at my statistical portion of my actions there. Okay. The first one, I got a 27 to hit.
Jesus.
The second one, I got a 26 to hit.
Yeah.
So, there's that. 11 damage from the first one.
Okay.
And 11 damage from the second one.
Okay. You're going to take 2 big swings with your newly acquired axes. The tiger, not as quick as you would expect. Like I said, it's missing a tooth. Slips on the ice and takes 2 good just hacks. It roars in pain, but seems more committed to its cause than ever.
I'm going to take a bonus action.
Okay. You're going to bite the tiger?
Yeah. Which is 19 to hit. The tiger.
Yes.
And that will do 10 damage.
Okay.
And I will eat the flesh for 3 hit points. Temporary points.
All right, so after the 2 big slashes, you're going to take a bite out of what? Like that meaty part between the shoulder? Like you're going to pick it up and carry it like you're young?
Yeah.
Big, huge chunk. The skin is really loose. You can tell this animal was much bigger at a certain point, not too in the distant past from today. All right, what else you got? I'm terrified to ask.
That's all I got.
Okay, all right. Baldr, 3 lizardmen tribemen with spears, and this tiger that's doing significantly worse than it was fraction of 6 seconds ago.
So I'm gonna move in on the 3 lizard men.
Okay.
And attack. I guess I'll go start with the one that was frantically ringing the bell.
Okay.
We'll call him Dinger.
So that is a 24 to hit.
Yes.
Okay, for the first one, and a dirty 20 to hit for the second one.
Yes.
Bad numbers.
All right.
Bad numbers.
There's that one. 96. All right. So for the first hit, it is 10 points of regular damage.
Okay.
And I turned my fist for this round into piercing damage. So it is magical piercing damage.
Okay.
As you see, just kind of like my fist just go in to the skin and then slowly come out again. And that's 2 points of piercing damage on top of that. And
Okay.
then for the second hit,
Ew.
it is 15 points of damage.
Very nice. I'm getting a very kind of Sub-Zero thing going on right now. Or Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Dope. What else?
That's it. I'm gonna save some key points for later. So.
All right. Very well. Yeah. All right. Orryn, next to act. 2 tribesmen doing just fine. 1, Baldr put a pretty good hurting on, and Jaatuli's kitty cat.
Orryn will go up to the one in front of Jaatuuli. As he's walking up, he's going to be like punching his thunder gauntlet, getting it formed up, and then he's going to go hit him in the kneecap.
Yeah.
And the first one, 16.
Yeah. Are you hitting one of the tribesmen or the bird, the cat?
The one that was in front of Jaatuuli, the one that Jaatuuli bit.
He bit the tiger.
The tiger.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, it hits.
And that is not in the kneecap then. I'm hitting it right in its other fang. I'm going to break that other fang.
Okay.
Try to, anyways. And that first one will do 11 thunder damage.
Okay.
The second attack, 11 doesn't hit, does it?
It does not.
Okay. So Orryn got him once, and it'll have disadvantage and all that good stuff.
We're gonna say you slipped
Except
on.
against Orryn.
You slipped on the ice. You didn't.
Yeah,
miss
it's slick out there. I got a lot of heavy plate for my body on me. So.
Yeah. You're good. All right, Kelroth.
I mean, we're just killing these guys?
And probably.
Jaatuuli don't take no sass.
Jaatuuli made the move, and these are his people, so.
Around. That's what happens.
I guess. I don't know.
I'm the war shaman.
Technically, they attacked us because they said roll initiative.
Yeah, they were like rolling.
They looked at us and were like, roll initiative. This is on.
Yeah, exactly. They took off the gloves.
I will just... Well, they're about to attack, so I'm going to get into a position where I am next to 2 of my companions. If you guys are standing next to each other, I will stand next to them.
You could be.
Punch in the same
I was
creature, so-
I was like, for the most part, yeah, everybody's kind of clumped up depending on how big of a radius you need to like encompass
Cool.
everybody.
I just need to be next to them,
Okay.
basically.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run up behind them, so not in combat with the other things, but next to my companions.
Okay. All
And
right.
yeah, that's all I feel like I need to do at this point. I wait to see what these skinny, dying people, what
Wretched walls.
what they're even capable of.
The tiger not liking getting punched in the face. They're weird like that. Is going to take 2 bites at Orryn. That will probably miss. Ooh, nope. All right.
Known that tigers are petty.
All right. I don't want to know what your AC is, but a nat 20 and a +6 to hit, so 26 has to hit plus crit and all that shit, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
miss.
My AC hasn't changed. I save an infusion slot having the +1 shield.
Oh,
About the
I
same
got it.
22 AC. Yeah.
Yeah, the same 22 AC.
A crit hits no matter even if he has a 40 AC.
I love how you're so casual at 22. Is that no? It's the same 22. It's okay. It's nothing.
Yeah. The same monstrous ass AC that nobody else does have at all.
You're gonna take 29
okay.
slashing damage as it just like instinctually bats at you like a cat is
You
wont to
said
do.
29?
29?
I think you said 29.
Okay. Yes.
20.
17, 19. It's 24.
24. Oh. Awesome.
So 24
points of damage.
slashing damage.
A lot.
The tribesman engaged with Baldr and take 2 spear attacks. 9's not going to get it done. 22? 22 hits?
Yeah, the 22 will hit.
Alright, so where's the T? T12. 12 plus 11. You're going to take 23 piercing damage. As he just kind of jabs you real good with the spear, being familiar with it as a weapon. The other one, the next one's going to swing around and kind of wail on Jaatuuli for being a traitor with his 2 spear attacks. 26 will hit, 16 I'm guessing does not.
That is one connection.
Okay. You're going to take 22 piercing damage. 11, you're raging, yeah?
Yeah, I'm raging.
Okay, so 11.
They're cheating.
The,
Too much damage.
The
I'll
other,
laugh at it.
the other one, encouraged by the young kids getting a nice stab on the old man. 24 and an 18 to hit.
Both are hits.
Ooh, wow. Low AC barbarian.
I'm naked. I have a
Well,
loincloth.
18 is a high AC.
18.
It's
Yeah, when it's got just a loincloth, man.
Just because you got a party of beefy dudes, that's what it is. It's like even the 2 naked guys have fairly high ACs. Like for what?
48. With your rage, you're going to take 24 piercing damage.
This is ungodly.
That's going to be the end of your tribesman. The future is now, old man. And we're back up to the top with Jaatuuli, so you can express your anger in a not necessarily healthy or constructive way now.
It's healthy and deconstructive. So there you go. I am going to finish up this tiger potentially.
Okay.
So 16 to hit and a 21 to hit.
Yes. Do them one. Do it one at a time, just in case.
Okay. So I got 12 damage from the first chop.
Okay, that'll do it. So go ahead and describe how you take out this kind of sickly tiger that got punched in the face, slashed up, and a bit of its neck chewed out.
Yeah. I bring the axe down straight on to the top of its head and split the skull open.
Okay. It goes down with a sick kind of like thud, and when it lays out, just like most cats, like all the excess skin kind of spreads out, and you do appreciate how like undersized this creature was compared to a point in the, like I said, not too distant past. This thing was massive, and today it's just this sad little like starving thing. All right, so that is it for the saber-tooth, the one saber-tooth tiger. Yeah.
All right. I'll use my second attack on the last person to hit me.
Okay.
Who hit me? I will. Got an 18 to hit.
Yes.
$11 damage to him.
Very nice. Oops.
Slash.
All right, very nice. What else? Is that it?
That is it, and I will threaten that I will eat him once he is dead. I am the war shaman.
Kind of gives you a little smirk. They know they dinged you for a couple. All right, Baldr. You got one right in front of you. Not doing too well. It's all right. And then one that Jaatuuli just whacked on, and then one that's completely unaffected.
So I will look towards Jaatuuli and I will ask Jaatuuli, generally, how long do your people live?
Oh, 60 to 70 years-ish.
So I turn back towards the young ones and I say, if you consider Jaatuuli an old man, consider me dead like yourselves. And I'm gonna finish off the one that I hit to begin with.
Okay.
21 to hit.
Yep.
All right.
He's naked too.
And then
That's how we roll.
so that is 10 points of regular damage and 4 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then the second hit. Ooh, so close, so close. 27 to hit.
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
8 points of damage.
All right.
And then I'm going to spend a key point and flurry of blows. I'm glad I did. So the first hit is a crit.
All right.
And then let's see. So, 14 to hit.
Yes.
All right. So let's do the crit first. So that's 8, 13. 20 points of damage.
Whoa.
For that one. And then another 7 for the next one.
All right. That was a lot, dude. That was 49 damage all day.
All fists and kicks.
Yeah, they're kind of weak and slow, a little bony. So yeah, all these little like Muay Thai kicks and stuff right on the bone, just gnarly. Nicely done. All right, Orryn, Time to punch something, buddy.
Now, there's 3 enemies, correct?
Yes. The one that Baldr is on is not doing well. One of them, the one that Jaatuuli got a shot at, and then there's one that's been untouched.
Is there any way to get in the middle of the 3 of them to where they're all within 5 feet of me?
Of
You have
you,
to like move past them.
no. Now the only way you could really do that is if you were like in Jaatuuli's space.
Okay. Never mind then.
If you moved like in front of him, you could get 2 of them.
It would only really make sense if I could get all 3 of them.
Okay.
Just because my Thunder Gauntlets do good damage and they have the cool effects. I just thought, because where Baldr did so much damage, it's like, well, I could probably take that one out and then still damage that one too. The first, I'll just attack the one in front of Jaatuuli. Again, the tiger.
He
Right,
dead.
'cause-
Tiger dead.
It died? Oh man.
Chopped his skull open.
Good job. I will attack the one in front of Baldr then.
Okay.
Nat 1, so that's a miss. And that's a hit. 25
Yes.
for the second. That'll do 10 thunder damages. Orryn charges it after watching Baldr beat up on it. Orryn will charge it and hit it right in the gut with a blast of thunder.
You can see it now. I moved it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Very nice. After its severe beating at the physical hands of Baldr and Orryn, is that it? You got anything else?
I will go ahead and use my bonus action to give myself a few temporary hit points.
Okay. Always handy.
And then that, yeah.
All right. All right. Bonus action for healing or temporary hit points. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. Kelroth. Some of your people kind of taking a beating.
We're getting
It's the most beating.
I am missing. I'm
He's
missing
got
45.
resistance. 45?
35.
35. Anyone else need healing more than that? So I'm gonna drop a
I
healing.
could use a little bit, but it's not like dire.
Not dire.
It's almost dire. I'm like close.
Almost
but
dire?
Not like there.
mm,
I live in Dire
okay,
Heights.
well, I'll drop 1 level 1 cure wounds onto Jaatuuli. Pow! For 12 healings.
Woo.
And then I will go and stand next to Baldr.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Cool. Is that it?
That's it.
All right.
I'm gonna stick next to Baldr in case he takes any critical damage.
All right. We are back. The tribesman, the unhurt one, seems a little salty towards Jaatuuli. Ooh, that's gonna get done.
Oh, great.
25 and a 26 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeez. These Packers.
These guys are rolling high.
4,
I know. What's up with that?
12,
Manny's just mad
They
because
got a lot of hit points too.
12,
That's fucking.
22.
Oh, yeah.
well, we're lizard folk. We're hardy.
You're gonna take 17 piercing damage. Math is really hard today. With
Ouch.
the second one, the one that you've been wailing on. Well, one's gonna crit. One of them's gonna be a 10. All right, so 16 plus 11, 27 plus 22, 49, cut in half. 24 piercing damage.
Good God, bro.
The one in front of Baldr take 2 good pokes with that. It's going to be a dirty 20 and a 22 to hit. Both of them?
Yeah, both of them.
We're gonna die.
That's it. We're dead. Game over.
18, 26.
My character is gonna be really pissed.
How many hit points do you have left
I have 31 out of 95 remaining.
after that big hit? And then how many hit points does Baldr have?
He's going to take 40.
We'll see in a second.
He's going to take 48 piercing damage here.
I am dead.
Altogether? But as one hit, or
No.
what's happening?
No.
Okay. These are important things. You got to tell me.
26 and 22. And both attacks.
So he's taking 48 total damage.
Total in a batch of 26 with one attack and 22 with the other.
Okay, I will absorb the 26 hit.
Okay. So 22, Kelroth 26. Piercing. The tiger is split with a skull, so that's not going to be that. All right, Jaatuuli, back to the top.
I gave him the old Twain render right to the dome. All right, the guy that poked me, or that I've been hacking on.
Okay.
Let's see here. It's time to play dirty. I'm gonna reach out and grab him and try and do what I did with the orc. I'm gonna try and dunk him.
Okay.
Sacrifice him to the sea of ice. So direct strength rolls. I've got a 23.
27.
27?
They get a +7 to strength, and I rolled in that 20.
Jumping. Fuck. Well,
So
I'll try-
the
try
future,
again.
the future is now old man. Is they're gonna, for the first time, shockingly, like you're gonna give me the Hulk Hogan face.
oh, I'm shaking it off like Hulk Hogan too. Like
All right.
I'm taking it. I'm standing back up and I'm gonna grab him again.
Okay.
Oh cheat.
All right.
Go for the legs.
Double leg.
Double leg. I got a 23.
21 this time.
Ha. I give him a double leg and run him over to the ice hole and dunk him in.
Okay. He goes in with a big splash. Give me an athletics check just to give me an idea of how far, like, into the pool you throw him.
All right, athletics. So, a 23 athletics.
All right, so you're gonna yeet him out to like pretty much the middle of the cutout of the water, and as it splashes, you can see this exceptionally like panicked look on his face as he tries desperately but does not succeed. Actually, let's see.
Shouldn't
Okay.
have been in that bell, son.
Doesn't barely swim, barely keeps his head above water before like a absolute terrified look comes on its face, and just in an instant, boom, gone, sucked under the water. Big bubbles coming to the surface, and you just kind of see this, just like in the movies, just this flailing set of arms as it's dragged just deep into the water.
The thumbs up and then into the molten metal.
No, not nearly as more like Smeagol going into the volcano. Yeah. Yeah,
I get it.
not cool about it.
No grace.
Yeah, no chill. All right, what else you got?
I'm gonna stand there and tell the other two they're next.
All right, like Undertaker looking at Mankind after he threw him off the cell. Terry Funk's down there. It's awesome. All right, Baldr, the one in front of you is not doing well at all. And then there's the one that's basically completely untouched now.
I thought you were dead, Mickey.
Yeah.
So I'm going to attempt to finish off the one in front of me.
Okay.
24 to hit.
Yes.
A 15 to hit.
Yes.
All right. Naked boys. And I'm going to spend a key point.
Okay.
And he needs to make a strength save. He's probably going to pass it, but, you know, what the hell.
Going solo?
Oh, shit. Oh, dude, I totally just rolled a d20 in the trash can. It's going to be a 15 on the save.
So he needs to make a 16, so he fails that.
Okay.
Which is nice. So he gets pushed 15 feet away towards the ice.
Okay.
On top of taking extra damage. So a D8 plus 3D6 for everything.
So basically, you want to like stiff, short chest punch him, and have him slide.
Like you just kind of like see me plant my feet real good, and then just kind of like put all my force into one punch, and you just see him just like take it in the gut and like anime style, just like go sliding, like even like his claws like digging in. He just like slides 15 feet back like in the ice.
The anime analogy totally had me.
Into the water.
So that's 10 plus
the yeet punch.
23 points of damage.
Okay. As you punch it and it slides back, first on its its regular 2-foot kind of stance, and after a couple more feet, it puts its clawed hands down to try to hopefully slow down its momentum, just stopping short, like on the very edge of the ice before falling in. And as it kind of stands up and gives a wry little smile, the ice at the very edge cracks and it falls into the water. And before it's even able to kind of raise up for breath, it is dragged back under and gone into the darkness. Big bubbles on the top. And eventually just nothingness. No rushing water, no bubbles, no nothing. The lone remaining tribesman seems to be wanting to take multiple steps back, just kind of desperately poking. It seems pretty scared. All right, Baldr, what else you got?
That was awesome, Baldr.
Well, that's that was just the first hit on that guy. So. Now I still got more hits on the other guys.
Okay.
So on having finished him off, I'm gonna turn to the last guy and go, age can teach you things as to respect people you don't know. And then I'm going to attack him.
I'm just
19 to hit.
Yep.
All right. And then I'm going to spend another key point and flurry of blows at the same time, so 2 more attacks. 26 to hit for the first one, and a 27 to hit for the second one.
Yes.
All right.
Big numbers tonight.
Right? Yeah. On fire. 12 for the first hit,
Okay.
11 for the second hit, and 8 for the third hit.
All right. Very nice. What else? Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
That's my 12 attacks as the monk. All right. Orryn, next up.
So-
just the one left.
Given that, you know, it's down to one enemy and that there's a theme of pushing people into the water, could Orryn just like hold his movement so that on Jaatuli's turn he'll just run behind him because he said he's backing up with the spear, run behind him and like crouch under him so that when Jaatuuli pushes him, he just like flies over Orryn's head into the, like, you know, he trips him into the water.
Cool boy am.
Yeah. I mean, I'll
Yeah.
attack him if that's something you'd like.
No, yes. You're going to make your move, like, kind of what? Swing like around, yeah?
Yeah, like Jaatuli's pretty intimidating, so I'm thinking he's more focused on him, or it's just gonna like run behind him and like duck down, and Jaatuuli will push him. His feet will hit Orryn, and it will just fly right on over.
This is the epitome of one of those cool Dungeon Master phrases that I love to say. I'll allow it. All right, so you're going to take kind of a long, kind of sweeping movement around.
Yes.
And we'll say you'll hold your action to what? Just kind of duck into like a little tiny cannonball?
Exactly.
All right. Well, I will allow that. That's awesome. All right.
Just a big metal cannonball with the plate armor.
You're like a Coors party ball, just slightly bigger. You're like a pony keg.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Probably weighs much more too. All right. Kelroth. Fresh from taking Baldr's grievous injury.
Yeah, I will drop a heal on to Baldr.
Okay.
I drop them like they're hot. And let's see what happens. No, it's not very good. 15 healings for the Baldr.
All right.
Yeah,
that was like
doubled my hit points.
that was like a really low roll for me.
Wow. Okay.
You gave him double. That's pretty
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Kelroth.
Yeah, that was I used a level 2 slot, but I might as well have used a level 1. And yeah, who else is injured? There's only one guy left, right?
Yeah, don't worry. We got this motherfucker.
Okay, I just get close just in case.
Okay.
Whoever's close to this guy, I'll get close to them.
All right. Cool. The orc is just going to back away and use his dash motion just to get the fuck out of there. So, Baldr, Jaatuuli, no. Yes. Baldr and Jaatuuli, attacks of opportunity.
All right. I got a 23 to hit.
Yes.
24.
Yes.
Sure.
15 damage.
No, 22. Sorry, 22.
Yes, still.
13.
Womp womp. 6 points of damage.
Okay. All right, so
That's the lowest damage I've rolled all night.
it seems desperate to get out of dodge and even is willing to take its 2 shots, and it's going to take off for the full extent of its movement and not look back. Back up top to Jaatuuli as this thing just starts booking it off into the distance.
What he doesn't know is that I am faster. And I start running after him. And I can dash as the bonus action, so I will take my dash after him.
You guys want to play the speed game? All right.
You want to fuck with the eagle barbarian and the monk?
Yeah. All right.
And Doran had a
s-
head start.
So I move 90 feet towards the
Oh, I'm gonna get some chops in before you move up.
Yeah.
I'm
well,
still.
actually, hold on. I could actually, if I really wanted to get, you know what? I can get funky, and I can move.
You can
Let's
run
see.
backwards.
Well, no, I could dash as a bonus action, so it would be I move 90 feet, and then I could still move, or I could still, do again.
Yeah. Wow. Gosh. Damn. What
It's.
is it?
I was like, its dash is only 60 feet.
So yeah, I'm basically like in front of it now.
Yeah, and I'm right up behind it, and then we stop. I recklessly attack him.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
push him.
I got 24 for the first one, and I got 15 for the second one.
Yes. Both of them.
So 10 damage and 13 damage from my axes.
Okay. As you take your slashes at it, chasing it down, it falls to the ground, kind of turns over, does not, pick up its spear again, and is simply like just kind of trying to scoot like away from you on its ass, just trying its best while still kind of on the ground to just move away from you.
Ooh, let me do this one. I got this one. Let me do it. Let me do it.
I'm over at Baldr, and I'm like,
So I look at Jaatuuli,
It's your turn.
and then I look down at the lizard as he's like slowly like crawling towards me, and you just see me kind of like look at Jaatuuli, and then I just punch straight into the ice. And would you consider the ice an object?
Yes.
All right, so it's basically a critical hit against that then,
Okay.
and I'm gonna create a hole for him to just crawl right into.
Okay.
So as he's like crawling, like trying to get away from Jaatuuli, I just kind of like open up the ice behind him, and he just bloop.
So I'm gonna have it like this. He's gonna be scooting. Oh, let me get to the camera. Like this way, right? You're gonna smash down on the ice. It's gonna spin around, completely like capsize on itself. Right as he gets to the edge, and is gonna be crushed as your big sheet of ice just kind of rolls over, capsizes in the water, and crushes his skull against the ice. A large squish, and the little piece of ice now is like jagged and offset because it can't get through because the body's blocking it.
And there's a big red smear.
So that will resolve combat as all of all of Jaatuli's brothers. Nice job, War Shaman. Good job. Are dead as well as their kitty cat.
you know what? You don't piss off the war shaman.
I mean, kids today, man, they don't know shit.
And you don't insult your elders, man. Didn't anybody teach them that?
Apparently not.
That's like
Jaatuli's not around. Teaching the kids. Absentee
It's like
father.
a proverb from don't anger the war shaman.
They wouldn't know that because you're not around. You're not my real war shaman. So
I've never seen you before.
you went out to get smoked 12 years ago. So combat's resolved. All of Jaatuli's brothers are what? In the water or crushed?
Crushed up noise.
Okay.
In the water or crushed, yes.
Or a combination thereof. Yeah, so Lizardman dead, Tiger dead, and as everything kind of settles and comes to kind of stillness, everybody.
They didn't treat the saber-toothed tiger like a donkey and have like packs tied to it.
No, it was more of a hunting, like a hunting animal. That's why it was all scarred up from having to go toe to toe with with things.
Is everyone injured?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm way injured.
Oh yeah.
Fucking injured.
Have you been injured too?
Orryn.
Yeah, I'm blanking. Orryn.
I got
Not
you.
really.
Did you
Orryn,
get hit?
Yeah, but like,
Okay,
if I take
okay,
a
cool.
quick short rest, I can just be there.
Well, I can do. I will do a 10-minute cast. It's oh, get out of here. Prayer of Healing. Takes 10 minutes to cast, but I can target up to 6 creatures of my choice. Hiya! Ooh, 19 hit points for everybody,
Nice.
including myself. Oh wait, actually, I forgot I have a new thing. Let's see, what does it say? If you cast Persona, you regain. Restores hit points to a creature other than you. You regain. So I get plus. Oh, so whenever I heal other people, I heal myself too now. So that's a new thing I got. I keep forgetting that I have it, but like my character synergizes so well. Like he can take damage for other people, and then he just heals himself when he's healing other people. He is like, he's got the synergies. Anyways, I heal an additional 4 hit points. Oh yeah.
That
But that took
basically
10
puts
minutes.
Orryn
So
back
if
to-
if Dungeon Master, if anything happened, I cast a spell that took 10 minutes to cast. So if there's any important things that happened in that time frame, let us know.
As you're casting this, the
I die.
bubbles, heart attack, just the damnedest thing. Large bubbles start to come to the surface of the little cutout in the ice. No whale. Anybody who wants to look and notices the bubbles can see the whale kind of slowly making its way kind of to the surface after the sounds of combat subside and everything kind of just goes back to a little bit of normal. Perhaps it's checking to see who's still alive. But it definitely seems curious. Also, while you are casting your 10-minute spell, fireflies appear around your heads. And as per usual, that go with the fireflies, small, tiny little snowballs pelt you in the legs. Not enough to interrupt your spell or to break your concentration or anything, but definitely noticeable. Little tiny snowballs getting hit at you. Everybody's healing feels like a enormous, gigantic hug. Orryn's is so gigantic and loving that it almost squeezes the life out of him. Kelroth is going to get this kind of perspective of his vision. Like his perspective is going to be as if he was about 6 or 7 feet taller. Everything is the ground seems further away, while you have these kind of out of body moments healing your party members. Everybody healed. Everybody good.
I mean,
Is anyone else?
I'll be right back. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
You good?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm missing 45 hit points.
You're missing 45
Yeah.
after my heal, right?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. What did I heal again? I healed
19.
19. Okay. And then what was Baldr's hit points?
I am 11 away from max.
Oh, okay. One second. Let me do some math real quick.
Uh-oh.
Basically, Jaatuuli and I have the same health right about now.
Right. Click that. Okay. Okay, so
Aha. Word, I got my D20 out of the trash can.
oh, nice. How many hit points do you have, Jaatuuli?
I have 50 out of 92.
Okay. Both of you. Okay, well, I'm gonna split up the healing. Oh, where's my screen? Here it is. Okay. Jaatuuli is going to heal 25 hit points, and Baldr is going to heal 10.
All right.
So it's not everyone's closer to topped up now, and I haven't like burnt all my stuff yet, but yeah, that was. There we go.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
All right. Everybody feeling good and big warm hugged?
Big warm hugs.
Big warm
Hot
hugs.
hugs. Just shooting hot hugs on everybody.
Care emoji. So as everybody feels good and gets that like oxytocin from like a good firm cathartic hug, the whale just continues to inch closer to the surface. Bubbles continue, and eventually a large like puff of expelled air breaks through the surface of the water as the whale makes the surface and basically exhales out of its blowhole, but doesn't return to the depths instantly. Kind of sits there and even peeks its head out of the water to survey the surface and what's left. Just
Jaatuuli, haven't I seen you commune with beasts before?
Yes, I can commune with beasts.
Would you see if this whale is all right? I feel that everything is hunting this whale for some reason.
Yeah, I just accidentally closed my character sheet. One second.
give me a second. Let me figure out how to do this. It's been a while.
Oh yeah, that's right. All right. I got it.
I got it.
No, I'm really confused on. Oh. All right. Sorry. I didn't mean to downplay the moment there. Where is it? Aha, here we go. So I can speak with him,
Okay.
or I could touch him and see through his eyes and hear what it hears. But I ain't touching this motherfucker. I will go ahead and so my normally yellow eagle eyes turn white, and I start staring at the whale, and I'll reach out to him. What is wrong with you, whale? Why are you still here?
What's wrong with you?
Save your spiritual blessings for something else, for you will not need them with me. It says out loud, and for everybody not casting a spell to hear.
Oh fuck, we need to get off this ice.
It's still kind of just floating there on the surface, head above water.
But so when you say that does that mean that like we can all understand it, or just
Yeah, he
gooey?
literally just said that out
Yeah,
loud.
the whale just spoke to you.
It's a talking whale. It's a
Orryn
talking
is
whale.
fascinated. Orryn is actually going to step closer to the well and start like studying it.
Why are you speaking? Why can they hear you?
I have been blessed with an awakening. Some of the recent disturbances here in the Dale have awakened the more intelligent of the beasts here.
It's a witch. Kill it.
Yeah. What do you want with us? Why are you still here?
I want nothing from the surface, only the occasional help in food, and in exchange, I offer a service to those who would help me.
What is your service that you would offer?
I can transport things underneath the moving ice to locations out to sea.
Interesting. Are you saying that... I look over at... Oh, well, I'm probably out of character. Do we know that we have a ride and we just have to make it to the guy to get a ride to the castle? Or does a ride with the whale seem plausible?
You were given deliberately vague instructions.
Oh, that's why they were vague, huh?
We do whatever the hell we want.
I'll look over at everybody else and go, I think this is our transport.
But even if we rode on the well, it would be underwater and we would freeze.
Or
Yeah.
suffocate.
Well, you will.
Well, there's spells for water breathing. I'm not worried about breathing underwater. I'm worried about the temperature underwater.
Worry not. Part
I don't gotta
of
worry about
my
temperature underwater. I'm fine.
awakening and my gifts are more than my kind can usually muster.
I tell you what, I'll give you this saber tooth to feed, and then we go to Orryl's Island.
Off to see the Frostmaiden. It has been a while since I last took someone there. And
Why do I feel like this whale is from the island of Misfit Toys?
it's going to come to the surface and kind of look at Jaatuuli, mouth just agape, waiting expectantly for... It's like SeaWorld, dog. Feed this thing.
He just rolls up, just...
I'll throw the carcass of the saber tooth. I'll yeet it right into his mouth. Yeet.
It's going to take... the saber tooth in comparison to how big this whale is. Just, like you popping a single Pringle, just effortlessly down its gullet. And as it eats it, it gets this kind of soft blue glow. Its speech seems to improve very well. It would seem as if if you are ready to depart, we should head to the island. It just appeared a few nights ago and won't be around for too long.
Then let us leave.
I take it you've seen this before.
I have lived in these waters my entire life, and no greater disruption to the peace of the ocean than her arrival and tyranny over the Dale.
Let's go, chop chop. He talks too slow. Come on, guys.
Wow.
We're wasting time.
How do we do this?
It kind of saunters
Is it
over to
wet?
the very
Like
edge.
goopy.
It opens its mouth and
It slides
Hard
over.
pass.
It slides over to the edge so that
I'm already
even Orryn, with a little bit of a hop, can make it from the ice onto its back. It's like, get onto my back and I'll take care of it.
Yeah, I'm not too worried. I hop on. Hiya!
I'll pick Orryn up by the armor and jump with him in my hand.
Just carry me like I'm just like a bucket of scrap metal or something.
like a suitcase. You're
Yeah,
just like
like a
a metal briefcase.
Like I'm heading to work on the tram, you know.
5-gallon bucket with feet. You step onto the back of the whale. It kind of does its best to make sure that you are on properly. It ends up kind of looking like it's a dog chasing its tail. It can't really see around, so it just kind of spins in the water a few times. Be very careful, but everything will be fine. And in its same deep speaking voice, it begins to mutter some foreign language to, I believe, everybody. And slowly it kind of lurches back and just quickly dives under the water. And before you know it, you, the rest of the party, are surrounded by this cute little kind of air bubble that would be generated that almost seems to be perfectly placed and held in place as this whale just flies through the water, up and down, just kind of dodging icebergs and all kinds of things. You notice that everything in the water is pretty much devoid of life. You don't see a lot of other fish, octopus, squid, no other whales, not much else. A couple of ships wrecked on the bottom, some of them seemingly very old, not much left of the ship, where they're very much buried under the silt. And as you continue, probably about 30, 40 minutes in, at this just absolute breakneck speed of this whale just hauling ass through the water, a large castle structure can be seen on the bottom of the ocean, kind of tilted askew as if it had sunk from its one-time glory as potentially an island in the sea of moving ice. The whole time, the whale's narrating what it knows about, the various civilizations, or this boat or that, making odd little small talk about how it misses companionship in the water and how all of the other whales have been hunted pretty much to extinction. After about 3 hours, the whale surfaces, and you see a enormous island. I'm going to throw it up in both in chat.
In the picture place.
I'll throw
It's
it in
big.
chat and in the Discord, which it won't let me do. Discord.
Okay.
Along the shore, there are plenty of other wrecked boats all over the place, and a single kind of solitary shore that the whale pulls up on. I have delivered you to where I said I would. If you will not take too long, I can even wait here for you to take you home.
Sounds good. We will try to secure you some food while we are out.
Very good. I will be hunting in the waters nearby. And it kind of swims off. Hold on.
All right.
Hold on. Okay, there we go. I couldn't find the...
Pop onto land with
Oops,
my
shit.
Orryn briefcase.
Sir, did you check that bag?
I checked
Nothing's
it.
alive in it, I swear.
All right. There it goes. Cool. Sorry. So, all right. So the map is in the chat. You are going to be at number 1. It's this odd kind of little, like, shore. The rest of the island perimeter seems exceptionally kind of cliffs, jagged rocks, not really a lot of places for somebody to land who did not come by flying to the island. As you make your way onto the shore, the snow, which seems unbelievably clean and beautiful and undisturbed, is cut through in the middle by this almost sapphire blue ice road, composed of what look like paving stones and cobblestones, but they are just this unbelievably blue, and they just kind of head off to the northwest. The island appears to be devoid of any kind of life. There don't appear to be many trees. All you see is ice, snow, and a giant fortress in the middle of the island on a hill in the distance.
Sounds like the perfect place for a belly slide.
Like a penguin?
Or no, just right on top of Jaatuuli.
Yeah, like a penguin. I mean,
Is it Super Mario?
how do you think we're gonna walk? Lizard people, we don't walk everywhere. Belly button, dude.
Okay. You guys just gonna kind of follow the path?
Actually, Orryn will just grab Kelroth's shield and use it as a slab.
My shield? You just taking my shield?
Yeah, well, Orryn's
have
is
your
fit
own
to his
shield.
body, but his is fit to his body, so like it's
You
not
see
big
him
enough
just
for
like
him.
run by and like
It's
snatch
like
your
it's
shield.
not. By the my
Quite
shield
as
is
well.
not like a. My shield is not going to be a good sled. It's not a smooth surface. It's like a messed up face thing.
Well, Orryn has a Smith's tools. He'll just grind that out.
It's a magical item. You can't do that.
Hold on, dude. I'm almost done.
What did you say? I can't hear you over the sound.
The icy road kind of weaves. It seems perfectly edged. It could have been finished yesterday, as clean and as crisp and as sharp as the angles are on all of the stones. And about 15 to 20 minutes of walking and sliding, the path kind of branches. To your right, it would continue up the hill to the fortress in the center of the island. And to the left, it seems to kind of take a longer meandering path to other parts of the island.
We should get what the witch wants first. That is in reference to Harple.
The villain.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet if we take the left-handed path, we could find her sphere. We should do that first.
I mean, I could. Okay, so we want to. Do we want to try and find the sphere thing first, or what do we want to do?
Find the sphere thing first. Before we murder the person keeping this island afloat.
I mean, isn't it a god? I don't think that's gonna happen.
We'll eat her head.
Okay. All right. Well. Okay. You lead the way. I'll follow for now. I don't have any input.
Jaatuuli, what do you want to do? You want to?
Yeah, I'll lead the way, dude.
Take the long way.
Yeah, let's take the long way.
Right.
I'll start trudging off that direction.
The road continues on, perfectly blue and like a sapphire colored tinge. Like I said, the bricks almost look fake. As you make your way around the island, it's completely desolate. Not many trees, wildlife, anything. As you kind of make your way over this slight little ridge that's part of the kind of raised part on which the fortress sits, everybody give me a perception or nature check, please.
A perception check?
Yeah.
19.
Okay.
Perception or nature?
17.
23.
Wow. 20. And I can see up to a mile clearly.
All right, we'll get to that in a second. Everybody, for an island devoid of life, there are small little animal tracks in the completely undisturbed snow as you've seen it through your time this point on the island. Jaatuuli, off in the distance, not too far at this point, there appears to be almost a garden. It's the first sign of life. There's trees and ice, and it seems like a garden that you would have in any major city or on any beautiful estate, except for the fact that it is frozen. The flowers in full bloom, the trees still with leaves on them. They are covered in this frost as if to preserve their beauty.
Interesting. I'll tell the fellas about it.
Hmm?
There is a frozen garden ahead. It looks like it's being frozen to preserve it, potentially.
Like everything in it is frozen, or the garden is made out of ice?
Like everything in it is frozen. Interesting, huh?
It could be dangerous.
I hope it is dangerous.
Keep going.
Yep, let's keep on walking.
Okay. As you continue on, the garden comes into better view, clearer view for everybody else, and it almost seems as if this garden was plucked from the height of spring or of bloom, transported here, and then just encased in ice. Next to all of the trees are these beautiful ice sculptures of an owl sitting on a branch staring at a tree, of an old lady feeding a squirrel, of a woman petting a deer, and all encircled by this grove of trees. Everybody who saw tracks can see them kind of intensifying as you get closer to the outer perimeter. And by within 5 to 10 feet of the kind of outer perimeter, without walking through the trees, you won't get a clear view of necessarily what's inside the perimeter of trees.
Sounds like we need to take a peek.
Hmm?
I'll go ahead and I'll look first to make sure it's okay.
As you peer through the kind of like low brushing foliage, it moves just like as if it was alive in summertime. Even has the same kind of flex to the branches. They all kind of sway as you push them. And in the middle, you see a bunch of tiny little footprints all around. and a white ferret kind of scurrying about the middle of the grove. And with your super impressive vision, you are going to see sticking out of the ground a hand, and in its hand, an orb, frozen, just covered in snow, and the ferret seeming to hop around that area.
Ah. I've found the orb, and potentially the familiar. Harple is not a fan of rodents, I think. Yet she keeps those things.
Kobolds?
Yes. Those
Yeah.
rotten cobalt zombie. Disgusting.
Yeah, I would be pretty terrified having a zombie follow me around everywhere.
Even if they are, no offense, small.
Well, the little things pack a punch sometimes, and then he kind of like lots up his thunder gauntlet a little bit, just kind of grinning like, yeah.
This is true. I'm going to fetch the orb. Everyone, get my back. I'll start tromping out there, heading towards the orb.
The ferret, now very aware of your presence, seems to kind of skitter off along into the foliage. And as you get closer, the arm just completely outstretched, frozen, not only literally but in time, with the orb in hand. You get closer and closer. The ferret now gone. No wind, no nothing in the garden, just this odd hand sticking out of the ground holding this orb. And as you get closer to it, you hear a voice. Are you here to claim me? I am afraid I've been here for quite a while, and I'm not really certain that I'd like to be here any longer. But alas, I am just an orb and unable to move on my own. So if you would kindly return me to, if not my original owner, perhaps somebody who could use me and not keep me out here for this weasel to keep me entertained, or at least company.
I kind of look back and see if the guys are reacting, and then look back to the... Are you speaking to me, orb?
I am speaking to whoever will listen and alleviate my current situation of being stuck out here in the snow for the last 4 years while I waited my rescue, my reacquisition. Either way, I am tired of being out here and having nobody to talk to except for this thing.
Fair enough. I am not a mage, but I will return you to one.
I am useful to all sorts, for I am nothing but a collection of the knowledge of Valin Harple and the entire Harple family. This is almost as if this is a written history of everything they have known since the lineage began, which was in fact 1400 years ago by Harston Harple. And he just rambles on and on, this kind of just boring ass lecture about the original patriarch of the Harple family. It does so without taking a breath, without asking any follow-up questions. It just begins this rambling history lesson on Harleton Harple.
I wrap it in some cloth and stick it in my neck.
It's muffled, but it just continues on and on in this just drawl. Oh, this is very nice fabric here. Do you know where it came from? It was first manufactured over in Waterdeep about 300 years ago when it came over from Chult, I believe is where it is indigenous to, and it just kind of continues to go on and on and on.
That's awesome. That would make me happy in real life, but I don't know about Jaatuuli. Jaatuuli is like, yes, 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 as he starts walking back towards everybody.
Can we hear the thing, or is
Everybody-
it just Jaatuuli?
No, everybody can.
Okay.
I have the orb.
It would have been more fun if it was only Jaatuuli and he was just talking. To
This thing's
himself.
talking to me. Shut up, man. It's talking to me, I swear. Somebody
Oh,
failed
crazy.
his wisdom saves.
Did he get affected by the big cursed axe again?
Yeah. I thought I threw that down the mountain.
Oh yeah.
It's going to continue to ramble on. I assume you were sent by my possessor, my investment in the future to reacquire me so that she may continue her research into this oral character, and I am sure that I have learned quite a bit since being on this island that would be of remarkable help to her.
Yes, you will go to Villain Harple.
Very well, I cannot wait. I have been outside long enough, and I know I am in no position to impose, being unable to move and somewhat inanimate, as it were. But I would really appreciate if we could depart this island as quickly as possible so that I may tell Villain all that I have learned while I've been here.
We will depart in due time. It will be as soon as possible, I agree with this. But we have a little business to attend to first. Blood.
I hope you are not thinking about going to that island or to that castle and dealing with you know who.
Yeah, that is exactly what is on the agenda.
I would say that is far from advisable, for she is but a symptom of the larger problem, and her extermination does not rid this land of this curse.
Maybe not, but when I rid her head from her body, the curse may not come back again after we cure it.
We cannot know if that is true, but that is a reasonable hypothesis, I would suppose. Very well, I am in no position to impose other than to just ask that I be carried and kept free from the snow. You may go as you see fit, and if you to have any questions, I will be happy to answer them as best that I can.
Very
So,
well.
like, your soul is stuck in here? Is that what I'm getting?
I am an enchanted item that is used to store the collective knowledge of the Harple family. This voice is what they chose for me. It's most familiar to them. And I am essentially the library of the Harple clan. And everything that any of them have ever learned throughout the history, I carry inside with me.
What happened to the person that was holding you?
She was that hand in which I rested just until a moment ago. She, unaware and unfamiliar with the hazards of this island, attempted to use my knowledge for things she was not prepared for, and suffered from a bit of madness, and long and died, leaving me out here in the cold away from somebody who could appreciate my wide range of information and subject matter.
Okay, so like nothing outright killed her. Like there's not like a thing that we should be worried about out here, right?
No, she died of exposure after 3 days on this island, too afraid to go to the castle.
Pathetic.
Did anyone ask about the ferret?
What about the damn ferret?
Was there anything significant about that ferret?
Other than the fact that it was white when most ferrets are not.
Yes.
No.
Like, is there anything else alive on here? Is that like a familiar of the person? Like, are we being watched? I look around for the ferret.
Should we take the ferret?
Is it just like chilling?
It's off, like along like the tree line, in the kind of shrubs. It obviously hasn't seen anything living in a while, and still, despite everything, appears relatively loyal to at least this hand that is sticking up out of the snow.
That's sad. Tenta is sad now.
Oh. Okay. Do I don't know. I'll just try. Can I like reach out and kind of be like, "Hey, buddy, you want to come with us?"
Give me an Arcana check.
Arcana?
Yeah.
Oh, thought it'd be animal handling, but here we go.
And
Ooh,
Orryn, help.
19.
How about?
In a kind of empathetic, kind of non-communicative way, it expresses to you that it will choose to remain with the hand.
Okay. It's probably like a familiar or something, I guess. Is the hand attached to anything, or is it just there?
It's
like,
as far as you could tell, like it's covered in snow, just with about the elbow to the end of the hand holding the orb exposed.
okay.
The rest of it's
Can I
obscured by snow.
Can I move the snow?
Yeah. Give me a little bit of an athletics check.
Athleticing.
It is a dead body.
A 19 again.
It is, after a couple of moments, a middle-aged, whatever that's worth, half-elf woman, bluish in skin tone, probably from the ice, is slowly uncovered, who in a position where it looks like she just kind of fell and kept the orb from falling, and died and was subsequently covered in snow.
Okay. Is there anything of note or value upon her person?
She does have a small book.
A book.
It is, hold on, I have the title for it.
Chilly times with cool dudes out in the snow.
Irony of that.
Yeah. You're like, hey, I found a cool book here.
Oh, shit. It's on one of the post-it notes I threw away.
It's a book about researching how to keep your drinks cold in hot temperatures.
Surviving Alaska's wilds.
Yeah.
Hold on.
How to skin a ferret.
Oh no, that's so sad.
Ah!
How to skin those that are most loyal to you.
Yeah. Best.
I'm so curious now, but I'm gonna find out what this book is first. It's like a dramatic pause.
I know,
so much more interested now. I'm like, what is this book?
Manny had to look it up. That makes me wonder.
It was on.
I know, right? You're like, okay, well, this book
was
was
on one of
important,
the post-it
apparently.
notes that I was like, yeah, I don't need that shit anymore. Throw that shit away, and now it's gone.
Uh-oh.
God, hold on. No matter what, it's never going to be as good as you want it to be now that this is taking so long.
Oh, great. That's your fault, though.
Yeah, right?
You hyped it up with your dramatic pause.
Lantimir's Traveling Librum is the name of the book. It is kept in a weatherproof leather sleeve It appears to be 2 pieces of obsidian bound with rings for the purposes of a spellbook. And it appears to contain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different spells in it.
Garbage.
But it's like a wizard's book, right? Or that's like a sorcerer, like a magic user's book.
Punch everybody in the face and I run away with it. Ah, this is what I'm after.
Joe
This was my whole
Manganiello.
character's arc the whole time.
Joe Manganiello, Hand of Vecna, but less viewers. Love you guys. Bye. I'm out.
Okay.
Garbage. It's filled with
I
arcane
mean,
writing.
I take the book.
Okay.
That's interesting. Am I able to like read any of the spells? Can I figure out what kind of spells are in the book?
I can give you the list right now, and I'll give it to you written down after. Clairvoyance.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, Clairvoyance, Cloud of Daggers, Counter Spell, Detect Magic, Detect Thoughts, Find Familiar, Melf's Acid Arrow, Tensor's Floating Disc, and Thunderwave.
That explains the
This is some pretty good. Yeah. So this is a familiar.
happy ferret thing.
Oh, that's so sad. It's just gonna stay here forever. I don't like that.
Good.
I mean, I can kick it
Just
into a
really
pile
not
of dust. I think it only has the hit point, like, just poof. It's kind of cruel, but like also like I guess not. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Handle these situations. It's cool.
Is there anything else of note?
No, just the ferret, the dead body who looks like Moaning Myrtle, a half-elf Moaning Myrtle, and the spellbook and the sassing Southern Drawl orb.
Well, if we take the book, we could maybe like take the ferret, I guess, like because like it might be attached to the spell book. I can't cast the spells in this book because I'm not an arcane sorcerer or spellcaster or whatever. But maybe Orryn could use the book. I don't know how it works.
Is it something that you can cast the spells from attuning to it, or is it like an actual wizard spell book?
It's an actual wizard spellbook.
Yeah,
We probably
Orryn
can't use it.
No.
Okay, well, I'll take it anyways, because at the very least it's worth something. Or if one of us dies and becomes a rerolls a mage.
Hey, why don't you use this?
Hey, convenient, I gotta use some extra spells.
Welcome to the party. Here you go.
Came off some dead woman, it's no problem. I don't know. Okay, Kelroth is genuinely sad about the little ferret.
Haha.
Yeah. I'm like, I could get rid of it, but I don't know. That's just too sad. I'll leave it here, and then it's just like here forever. It's not like from the physical plane, but it's like a sentient thing,
Ish.
Oh, I feel sad. I guess I'll try to talk to it one more time before we move on, and I'll be like, or I'm like, hey, buddy, again.
It kind of sits up like a meerkat.
Yeah. Your companion has passed away. They've moved on. Maybe you should too, or you could come with us, or I could send you back to where you came from.
It just kind of sits there, kind of quizzically looking at you like you're talking to a dog, but yet somehow you still sense it does understand you, but gives no kind of like indication of anything.
Ugh. I mean, okay. Find Familiar is like a level 1 spell. I'm just gonna... Oh, I'm sad. I'm gonna cast the spell Magic on the Familiar.
Okay. As you do, it takes one last little look at the now excavated body of its master and kind of just fades into nothing as the wind blows and blows some snow through where it stood, and it fades out into nothing.
Why are you making sad, Manny? God damn it!
What? I'm not the one. I'm not the one who banished the
cute animals.
I'm not the one who banished it.
God.
Yeah, talk to Chris Perkins. This is his
I
deal.
didn't banish it. I returned it to from whence it came. It returned it home. It's not trapped here anymore.
That's what the hunter did to Bambi's mom. I returned it to where it's from.
Yeah.
So as
all right, well,
as
I think we're done here.
The having heard or sensed Kelroth kind of talking to the ferret, the orb begins a long diatribe on the history of ferrets and them being used as familiars. And as he begins to just kind of drone on and on, the usual darkness of the curse and the rhyme and everything is suddenly lit up from the sky as this aurora that you've seen from various parts of Icewind Dale, but never this directly close. This close, it is bright. You almost have to squint to see it as it just explodes out of the top of the tower in the middle of the island and just begins to be drawn across the sky as you see just an enormous set of wings flap off into the night sky, leaving the trail of the aurora lighting up the whole island. Takes off across the sea of moving ice, and just as it fades, the flapping wings fade, the aurora just continues to light up almost all of Icewind Dale.
Can I see what the wings are attached to, or is it just too bright to focus in on?
It's going to be too bright to focus, and it's really going to be booking off in the distance. Give me nature or perception.
We could go with perception if you'd like to.
Okay.
23.
It's a bird. If I imagine what this really boils down to is dragon or not dragon, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. It is a bird with feathers. And as it takes off into the night, leaving this brilliant aurora behind, that's where we will end tonight's session, with you guys having just taken possession of the orb. Mercifully put a familiar out of its misery, I don't know. And seeing this giant bird paint the sky bright as fuck.
Is the bird another familiar? Are you trying to waste all my spell slots with sadness and cuteness?
I don't know. On a sad rest. That's not a thing. Well, it is now. I'm fucking sad. I'm taking a rest. I'm going to listen to My Chemical Romance and feel better. All right. So episode 24 in the books. Next week, 25. Big milestone. The one after that will be a big milestone just because I like to celebrate these things. So yeah, the party made its way to Orryl's Island. Ran an errand for her, like the good little boys that they are.
I guess so.
Yeah. And now this bird will be the thing that kind of takes it to next week. All right. Yeah, so another outstanding session. Thank you so much for our players. We spend a lot of time at the beginning meeting the characters. The people behind them are even better than the ones they portray here on the show. No, that's like I'm boring. Let's meet the fabulous people behind these great characters, and let's start with our reluctant bringer down of moods because he couldn't leave the ferret alone.
You made it sad.
I didn't make it sad. It's a familiar.
You made it sad.
It's
like a ferret standing near its dead owner. That's sad.
That's because they're weird, but I don't think they're really like sentient things. I think they're just kind of a.
Familiars are sentient.
Ish.
Okay, if it wasn't sentient and it was a puppy and it had been waiting for its owner.
If it was a puppy familiar, still same thing. It's ethereal, and I don't think it's real.
I don't think so.
It's technically from the Fae. that makes you think kind of way. It could be it could have been a shitty ferret. You don't know. Could have told it if you told it its name. It could have,
All animals are shitty, but they're so cute.
Ferrets especially. That ferret probably stole your keys while you weren't looking.
Okay, I don't have any keys.
All right.
My name is Dustin, and I'm here to say, don't be mean to animals, y'all. But also, I play Kelroth. I like to play the quirky characters, or at least like give myself unreasonable disadvantages. But yeah, I play I play a lot of video games. Currently playing a lot of that World of Warcraft, Burning Crusade Classic. It's a good time, but right now trying to enjoy the sun, try not to work too much. Work has been crazy, but that's about it. Yep.
Right. Always the kind-hearted and the forward-thinking one, even with the familiar Fae.
Well, Kelroth is.
Weasels. All right, let's go upstairs to Baldr, who had a lot of fun punching Jaatuli's people around,
Right.
causing one of them to die in a pretty horrific way. Lewis, tell us about, or Baldr, tell us about Lewis. Sure.
I'm Lewis, playing Baldr this evening. Chef by day, husband of a wonderful woman, and father of two wonderful little girls who are grumpy in the background, who I now have to go deal with. But other than that, love hanging out with these guys. Love being here. Love playing D&D. Can't wait for more.
Right. Very good. Let's go to our freshly rescued member of the party, who basically waved a gun around in front of his lovely host. Landon, Orryn, tell us about Landon.
I'm Landon. Similar to Orryn, I like to, try new things, get a little bit of adventure, not too much thought into consequences. I'm not as bad as Orryn, but I can never get myself in trouble. I'm a software developer by day. Any other time, you can find me playing either D&D or RPGs like Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest or anything like that. I've had a great time with this group. Definitely a blast, and I'm definitely glad that Manny accepted me into the group.
Hey, thanks for playing, buddy.
Awesome.
I was worried nobody was going to play.
Last thing I'll mention is I got a wife and I got two St. Bernard puppies, and they pretty much take up everything else. So.
Yeah, they take up the back of an SUV for puppies.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. Well, I actually managed to get both of them into my little Honda Civic. They have a net in the back, so there's a net that keeps them from going into the floor, and they'll just lay across each other. Because I only put them in there for 2-minute drives to go to the vet, because that's real close to my house. It's always funny though.
Like I said, I imagine them sticking their heads out the window.
Yeah.
Right, let us finish up with our thrower of your own people. You threw your brother off the mountain. You threw some of your kin into the water, so that this really smart whale could eat them.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
I'm Tenta. I played Jaatuuli. I am a big fan of wrestling, metal, MMA, bare knuckle fighting, all those fun things. And I'm married to Mars, who is awesome. I have 2 cat children. This is one of them right here, Dr. Julian Bashir, medical doctor. And I love these guys, and I love D&D, and I love all kinds of tabletops. And I'm just grateful as always to be a part of this group.
That's fine. I'm Manny at GrowedUpGeek on your social media, your host and Dungeon Master this evening. Especially grateful to everybody who came out and watched tonight, our amazing group who just it's so great to have them all back together and continuing what we started way back in January. Every Tuesday night here, 7 o'clock, Twilight Malediction, all of us. Tomorrow night, Wednesday, my final Ravenloft themed one shot. Tomorrow is The Last Passenger, our Eberron / Ravenloft crossover. And then for the entire month of July, the 5 of us will bring somebody into our midst, and she will be sitting right here in this chair while I slide over with the boys and give us a chance to all play together as our very talented friend, Lisa Brown, is going to run us through a very fast-paced Curse of Strahd for the entire month of July. And then on Wednesdays in August will be the season finale of One Shot Wednesdays, which we will do our four-part assault on Mount Celestia. We'll have more info on that very soon. So if you don't see us tomorrow, pretty soon, hopefully, we will be back on Sundays with Greyhawk Lives on our good friend Wiley Hobbit's Twitch channel. Work has kind of thrown that into the mix for right now, but we cannot wait to get back to that game. Tuesday and Wednesday nights here. Thanks for coming out tonight, everybody. We really appreciate it. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow, and if not, here back next week. Thanks for watching, and everybody take it easy, and good night.
Bye.